Welcome to the losers semifinal set of the FnF Victory Road Draft League Season 2 playoffs. If you haven't watched the previous battle, I encourage you to go do so, because there will be spoilers pretty much right now on what the score is. So this is the final battle of the set. The score is 1-1 with Morgana winning the first game 4-0, Startoad winning the second game 5-0, and now we're on to this third match. Winner takes all. The winner of this match will advance to face Edgar in losers finals, whereas the loser will be knocked out of playoffs. So let's take a look at the teams. It does look like Startoad did not make any changes to his team. Morgana undid the last change he did, so his team is now identical to the first team he had. He took out Primarina for Mega Garchomp. I do think Mega Garchomp will help versus Heatran and Double Aid. He just has to be very careful around Mega Gardevoir, because Mega Gardevoir is a big threat to his team. So yeah, this is going to be really exciting. Both sides have really shown their prowess and what they could do. So let's see how this third match goes and jump right in. The big question is who leads. I think that Morgana might lead Necrozma. It is a rather useful Pokemon that could take on a wide variety of threats on Startoad's team. Startoad, I think, will probably lead Meowstic. It actually leads Heatran. Could set up those rocks with Heatran. Heatran having a balloon, so it is immune to Earthquake from Gunkerton for at least one turn. Both of them can set up Stealth Rock, and it looks like that's exactly what happens. Gunkerton and Heatran both set up the Stealth Rock. Heatran, of course, floating on a balloon, so it cannot be harmed by Earthquake by Gunkerton yet. It is worthy to note that Startoad does not have a Defogger except Salamence. I don't think he would have Defog on Salamence, considering he ran a Sweeping Salamence before. So the rocks will have to be cleared by Mantine, I think, in this match, who is the only Pokemon capable of removing those rocks if Salamence lacks Defog. Gunkerton really wants to use Earthquake right now, but Heatran is floating on that balloon giving it immunity so that it could set up Stealth Rock. The Stone Edge misses, it looks like, and Heatran goes for the Earth Power. It does 32% to Gunkerton, and Gunkerton still can fire off Stone Edge on Heatran. Looks like Dragon Claw is the move that's used, though, which pops that balloon from Heatran, and the Earth Power is going to bring Gunkerton down to 34%. An Earthquake might be in order now, but Salamence can switch in for free on the predicted Earthquake, so Morgana's going to have to be really careful about whether to use Earthquake or not right now. I don't think that Startoad's going to want to get rid of Heatran, but he might if he really wants to have a safe switch in versus Gunkerton. Morgana can switch, predict that Salamence switch in with the Dragon Claw right now, but it is really risky. We have seen Earth Power do 34%, which is enough to take down Gunkerton, but there's a chance that it wouldn't. Stone Edge actually is the move that Gunkerton uses. Earth Power takes down Gunkerton. He was calling out that switch in of Salamence, but it did not work. Heatran did end up staying in, and now the score is 6-5. I think it's likely we'll see Necrozma come in to use Earth Power to finish off Heatran. Actually, we see Dunban Conkeldurr come in. Dunban does have the ability to take out Heatran. Heatran probably going to move first, but if it uses Drain Punch, it can restore quite a bit of the HP that it lost. Looks like Flamethrower is the move that it uses, and Drain Punch will restore some HP while taking down Heatran. Dunban now at 73%. The score is 5-5. Slight HP lead with Startoad. Gardevoir is now out and ready to use some Hyper Voices. Definitely a dangerous situation for Dunban. Stealth Rock also ensures that no Focus Sash is left intact until they are removed. It's really hard to switch into a Hyper Voice from Gardevoir. There's nothing really that wants to do that. With Stealth Rock up, it might be able to 2-hit KO pretty much everything on Morgana's team. I think Gengar will definitely be an asset to Morgana if Shadow Ball, if it switches into Gardevoir after Dunban faints, Shadow Ball will hit anything really hard. I'm not sure it'll be enough to take Gardevoir down though. Hyper Voice hits, taking down Dunban, and Morgana now has a safe switch in, but he does lose Conkeldurr. Indeed, Skull is the next one to come in. Shadow Ball might be enough to take down Gardevoir, but Gardevoir is rather bulky on the special side. Startoad's going to have to decide if he wants to keep Gardevoir in. It does have some chip from the Stealth Rock, but I don't know if Shadow Ball will be enough to take it down. If it's Specs, I'm guessing it will be enough to take down Gardevoir. Of course, Destiny Bond is also something that Skull can use. Nothing really wants to switch into a Shadow Ball. Maybe a Araquanid actually can switch in, but with that and the chip from Stealth Rock, it will be under a lot of pressure. Gardevoir looks pretty comfortable right now with its massive special defense. It still might be safe from Skull and Shadow Ball. We will see. I think Sludge Wave might be enough to take it down. Araquanid seems like the safest switch-in for Startoad right now. And Shadow Ball hits, but it doesn't take out Gardevoir. Gardevoir at 15%. The Shadow Ball retaliation will take out Skull, however. The score is now 5-3. It's looking really tough for Morgana right now as Gardevoir is such a menace. But Zeraora will be able to outspeed and take it down. Zeraora looks like it's going to be Morgana's ticket to win it. Salamence does look very threatening, but Zeraora can use a Z Outrage to take it down. That seems to be the path forward for Morgana. I'm not sure if that's what he packed on Zeraora. Necrozma can also retaliate Gardevoir pretty hard, considering it does have Prism Armor, so Shadow Ball probably won't be enough to take it down. Morgana deliberating which Pokemon to send in. Really tough choice. I see if Zeraora is Scarfed or choiced in any capacity, it could be a really tough choice for him. But it does look like Jet Setter to Zeraora is the one who comes out. And Meowstic actually comes in to take the hit from Jet Setter. It's a knockoff, which will remove Meowstic's Light Clay. Meowstic probably going to want to set up a Reflect to make sure that Jet Setter can't sweep. If Jet Setter still has Bulk Up, this is actually Morgana's chance to set up on Meowstic as it's relatively passive. And the Reflect is now up. A knockoff is going to hit again, bringing Meowstic down to 9%. Reflect still up for 4 more turns. Meowstic barely hanging on. It won't be able to switch in on Stealth Rock again. It is a pretty passive Pokemon. Usually does not have a lot of attacking moves, so we might see a Yawn come out right now to make sure that Jet Setter can't sweep. Yawn is the momentum that Sartoad needs to bring Salamence in and go for a sweep. I think Morgana is deciding whether he wants to risk getting yawned by Meowstic or switch. You can feel the tension, it's palpable. Really intense match right now. And Blacklight the Necrozmas is going to come in to take that Yawn, but it looks like a light screen is actually up instead of the Yawn. Yawn now is on Blacklight as Blacklight goes for the Automatize. Interesting strategy. That Yawn could really screw over Blacklight, however. Two screens are up, but they don't have a lot of time. It might just be enough for Salamence, however. And Chimley Manly, the Mantine comes out. Trick Room is now up. Interesting strategies. All these really interesting strategies happening. Wow. Chimley Manly can go for the defog to remove all those screens that Meowstic worked so hard to bring up. And the Yawn is up, and there goes the defog. All the screens are gone. The rocks are gone. Everything is gone. The Trick Room is the only thing that remains, and Meowstic is still alive. Rocks being gone will hamper Morgana too, however. That defog was not perfect for him. Trick Room has 3 more turns. And there's that Reflect. Chimley Manly goes for the Scald, and now Chimley Manly is asleep. This is Salamence' time. Salamence indeed is the one who comes in. Trick Room still up for 2 more turns. This could get messy. If Salamence has a substitute, this could be very dangerous. And Blacklight, the Necrozma, is the one who comes in. Substitute is indeed up. Trick Room will ensure that Necrozma can go first, but Salamence will be able to go first after this Trick Room is over. And the Photon Geyser hits, the substitute fades, and Salamence sets up a Dragon Dance. Reflect is still up as well. A Z-Fly will be devastating. Blacklight does not want to get hit by that. It does look like that's the move that happens. Supersonic Sky Strike, it's going to hit Blacklight and take it out. And Salamence now has a Moxie up. Jet Setter, the Zeraora comes in. Salamence goes for the fly. The Plasma Fists will miss. And Mantine's going to come in to take that fly. It does 72% to Mantine. Surprisingly, it does not KO it. Another substitute is up as Mantine remains asleep. There's a fly. Chimley Manly goes for the Haze, and that's going to remove Salamence's boosts. The fly might not be enough to take down Chimley Manly now. Fly hits. It is enough to take down Chimley Manly, though. And now Salamence does have that Moxie boost. If it has Earthquake, this could be all over for Zeraora. The Plasma Fist hit takes away that substitute, and Salamence goes for the Dragon Dance. And the Earthquake hits. Shuka Berry reduces that damage, but down goes Jet Setter, and that is the match. It's a 4-0 victory for Startoad. 2-1 set score. Startoad advances on to Losers Finals to face Edgar, and Morgana is in 4th place of the Victory Road Draft League Season 2 playoffs. What an intense set. Salamence being really, really crazy with those Moxie boosts and Dragon Dances. Meowstic, of course, helping out Salamence a lot in that department. Really good set overall. Really, really well played from both sides. Both of them showing exactly why they made it into playoffs in the first place. So stay tuned for some more matches of playoffs coming up. The FnF Victory Road Draft League Season 2 Losers Finals playoffs will air next week. So stay tuned for that. Until then, this is Noel from Sun and Friendly, and I'll see you then.